What's up, Facebook? This is Dion Mitchell, founder of OTCU Financial, coming at y'all again this afternoon, March 26, 2018. So, I had a question today that I thought I'd share because I thought it was interesting. It was interesting to me. The person asked me, "So, Dion, how can I benefit from what you do?" Talking about the My Econ business and the My Econ opportunity. So, here's how I answered that question. And it probably wasn't perfect, but who in this world is exactly perfect? But I have, for those of y'all that don't know, I've been in the business since November 2017. So roughly four months, and I've been educating myself with this process of learning the My Econ business for the entirety of the 3 months. All I've been doing is really pretty much educating myself. I've talked to a few people. I'm actually trying to become more versed in the knowledge of finance because previously I wasn't following much financial advice or strategies. So I am not like the person that knows it all by any means, and I'm not trying to put it out there like I know everything. I am just getting started, but what I find is that a lot of the strategies that are in My Econ are easy to implement with a little bit of discipline and a little bit of inspiration. Anybody, I believe, can do this if they set their mind to it. So, back to the question. The question is, how can I benefit from what you do? Meaning the My Econ business or network marketing. So here's my answer that I gave this person. Not sure if it's absolutely correct, but it's the answer that I gave. So my answer had to do basically with finance. So I told this person, I said, "Are you paying high taxes?" And their answer was yes. My next question was, "Is your credit score above 750?" Their answer was no. And I asked them, do they know how to track their expenses? And that answer was also no. So I said, how I believe that you can benefit from My Econ is by, one, learning the strategies. The strategies are powerful enough to put money back into your pocket and help you get more money into your paycheck, right? So put more money back into your pocket was the first thing. The second thing that My Econ does very, very well is it teaches you how to minimize your expenses. So with the implementation of a home-based business, you are able to take more tax deductions than you would as a W-2 employee. Now, they asked me another question after that, which was basically like, what if you're self-employed? Well, you can still take advantage of the strategies in My Econ. The only strategy you wouldn't be able to take care of or be able to do is income shift, because you're not an employee working for somebody. But all of the rest of the strategies apply to you just like they will apply to anybody else. You want to minimize your taxes as much as you can, because taxes are the number one expense that you have. Two, I don't know what the person's record keeping is like, but we have a software that helps you keep records almost instantaneously as soon as you make them. If you decide to discipline yourself to every time you spend something, you get a receipt, you put it in the cash flow manager, bam, it's done. You don't have to worry about it when tax times roll around. You go print out a spreadsheet, give it to your CPA or tax professional, and you're covered. The third thing is it teaches you how to get business income. So not everybody actually knows how to do that. The third thing is it teaches you how to invest, if that's the direction you want to go in, which is another way you can actually save some money on some taxes. So those were my answers. And I know a lot of people are hesitant specifically about network marketing and that maybe they'll get scammed or somebody's getting them into something that's maybe not going to last. I can tell you a few things that I know about MyEcon so far. They've been around 13 years. They are based in Atlanta, Georgia. You can look them up. You can go to the website. They have an actual corporate office. And they have paid $400 million in cash flow to independent associates. That's the stuff that I know. So, but the main thing about MyEcon that I think is beneficial to all people, specifically those that don't have any financial knowledge at all, is that it's the basic foundation of how wealth is built. So you get these set of strategies along with some education, and the education along with the strategies can start you on a journey to your own personal wealth. That's what I know. How do I know that? Well, I've been implementing the strategies. I actually have a job that I come to every day. So the first strategy is income shifting. I opened up a home-based business, so I'm allowed some more allowances. So I did that, got more money coming into my paycheck, which then led me to strategy 2, which is debt reduction. So I started using that extra money to pay down my debt. So far, 2 credit cards paid off, working on the third, and then I'm going to hit every debt I have with more money. So as I free up money, as I free the $50 up from this credit card payment, or $100, I'm going to add that money to the next bill. So it's almost like a snowball effect. If anybody knows anything about Financial Peace University, it's sort of the same thing as snowballing your debt down by getting rid of one bill, taking the money that you paid on that bill, adding it to the next, and so on and so forth until all your debt is paid off. That's a strategy. So the third thing is minimizing your expenses. It's just taking a look at whatever it is you're spending. This is not trying to be cheap, trust me, because if this was about, going down to the bare minimum, Mr. Dion Mitchell would not be doing it. I am not a bare minimum dude, like for real. I'ma just keep it real. I am not a bare minimum dude. I am not finna work hard and then turn around and not be able to buy the stuff that I need or that I want, right? So like I work hard every day, even though I choose what stuff I do and don't want, but I'm not just going to say, oh, I got to sock this $100 away every month for my investment account. I mean, some people do that, and that's fine. But for me, I'm an older guy. My life is pretty settled. I want more, like everybody else. I want more. I want more money. I want the opportunity to be able to walk away from my job. Everybody, I think, in America, at some point, has had those thoughts where it's like I don't want to work for anybody else ever again. Well, for me, it's becoming more of an urgency to do that. But that's just me. But when it comes down to like having a budget, I don't like really do budgets well. Every time I've ever put myself on a budget, I really messed it up. And I'm gonna keep from using that F word. I really messed it up. Like, I am not a budget dude at all, right? So I choose to save and invest with my income shift money. And then there are times where I'm like, okay, it's time for me and the wife to go out. It's time for us to take a break from the monotony. Not saying it's monotonous, but to me, because of how I am, it's time to spend a little bit of money, have some fun. Because if you have a budget, budgets burn you out after a while. So why not just buy the things you want, get them on out the way, and then you can, when you saving, you know why you're saving, right? So I'm using my money to invest, and then at times I'll stop for a second, build up a few $100s. Me and my wife will go out and do something nice because we done went 2, 3, 4 months without doing anything. That's just me. That's just the way Dion does it. So it also teaches you how to, get business income. Business income is good. But is it necessary with my econ? Absolutely not. You don't have to go out and talk to people. That is just a added aspect to this business. See, most network marketing people, for you to network marketing businesses, the only way to make money is to have people. With my econ, it works a little bit different. You can get in my econ realistically, and this is the honest truth. You can get in my econ realistically for yourself only. You don't have to get a soul in, and you can still use these strategies to further whatever goals you're trying to reach. So when I first got in, I immediately income shifted, right? It brought money to my check. I took that money, started applying it to debt. That required no people. That required me talking to nobody. That didn't require me to reach out to friends and family, and none of that. So it can be done without talking to anybody. If you just want to use the strategy for yourself, that's fine. But what happens is the process takes longer because you're dealing with a smaller amount of money. The process just takes longer. You can still do it, but the process does take longer. Instead of maybe something that would take 5 or 10 years to do, it may take 15 or 20 if you don't have any people in the business. Now, what the networking part of it does, if you do go out and get people, it just speeds up the process. So you bring people in, you start making some residual money. That residual money is paid to you in the form of a check. You use that check to do the exact same thing that the person that doesn't have any people to do. You use that money to pay off your debt, to better your lifestyle if you choose. Get your emergency fund going. Invest it. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do. Nobody tells you what to do. It's up to you. It's your money. That's the beauty of this. This is why I like this business so much, the My Econ business, because it is up to the individual what you do. Now, if you make some poor life choices, they're your choices, right? So you have to live with your choices. My choice, income shift. Take some money, put it towards paying off debt, get this debt paid down real fast. Once I get the debt paid off, start investing, right? More heavily, and try to reach the financial freedom goal quicker, or retirement quicker, right? Adding people to the business only helps that process move faster. That's it. But do you necessarily need people? No. It's just going to take longer. So that's what my econ is all about. I mean, I know there's a lot of folks that are saying, oh, it's network marketing. Oh my God, like I gotta go to meetings and oh man, like I don't know if I can do that. It's like every Tuesday, meetings. The beauty of my econ is you can go to a meeting right from your house. All you have to do is log on to the internet, connect to a live, connect to a Zoom conference. There's a lot of Facebook lives that people just tune into and listen and get educated that way. Most of your education is going to come from you doing the reading in the My Econ back office. And once you start doing that, once you start educating yourself on finances, what's going to happen is you're going to want more than what My Econ has to offer. So you're going to start doing stuff like what I did. I started reading a tax book, 475 tax deductions for home-based businesses and self-employed individuals. That's a good book to read. It tells you what you can and can't do, what you can deduct, and what you can't. So that's probably an essential for most people reading. Most people in a business. They want to know what they can and can't deduct. What can I get back? What can I get some money back on? Instead of me just having money going out, how about Uncle Sam, afford me some deductions on some of the stuff I'm spending? That's what it's all about. Because what happens is, when I ask people, like, what is their most expensive thing that they do? Most people, inevitably say one of two things. One or two things. Rent or mortgage and car notes. Those are their two biggest expenses. And that's probably true in a sense that, in the scope of which they're thinking. That is probably true. But realistically, it's not true. Your biggest expense is taxes. Taxes eat up 1/3 of your check before you even get it. Right? So that is like somebody saying they're gonna give you $5,000 and then they only give you 1/3 of $5,000. Right? So it works the same in business and the government when they're taking taxes. They take 1/3 of your income right off the rip. So if you make $50,000 a year, you actually don't make $50,000 a year, because the government gets 1/3 right off the rip, right off the top. So your 1/3 is actually about $32,000, $38,000, somewhere around there, a year. That's how much you actually getting paid, because the government took its money before you even got the check, right? You don't get 50 grand and then the government says, oh yeah, by the way, we want our 1/3. No, they get their 1/3 before you even get your money. So taxes are the biggest expense that you have, because you don't control how they take them out. If you're a W-4, which is basically an employee, your taxes are taken out before you get any money. Something to think about. Most people don't think of it like that. So if you add that into the scheme of how you make money, taxes are the biggest expense, because that's 1/3. See, most people think after taxes. So after taxes, my house, my car, they the biggest expenses that I got. That's true, but like, what about before you got your money? What about the 50 grand? that you only got 1/3 of right off the rip. Government took their 1/3. Now you only got $38,000 to spend, but you think you making 50. So what do? You get in debt to make up the $12,000 they done took. See how the cycle could be vicious. So you borrowing money because you have this mystique that you're making 50 grand. I make 50,000, but when the government takes its 1/3, you actually make it 38. So what you do is you go out and borrow money to make up for the money that the government took, and that's how you get in debt, because you're still trying to live up to the $50,000 lifestyle, even though in reality you're only making 38. It took me a while to learn that. Like, I'm like, no, that's not right. But like when I did the calculations and took all the taxes they were taking out, like for a whole year, and I realized that is actually the truth. Like, taxes be robbing people like blind. 33%? Are you kidding me? That is rough. And then people say, oh yeah, but I get a refund. Get a refund. Refund to make up? No. Let me tell you what a refund is. The word refund is 2 words. It's re, which means again, fund, which means money. A refund ain't nothing but your money again. See, what happens is most Americans overpay on their taxes because everybody's so scared to owe. I don't know what this thing is about owing. You already owe. Does that make sense? Like, you already owe the government. If you working, you already owe. They just taking it out before, like, without your consent. And then they taking a little bit more out. So that's why you get the refund. But it's already your money. You the one working the job making the 50 grand. You see where I'm going? Like, that money is already yours. So a refund ain't no good. Why? Why, Dion? Why? Why is it not good? Here's why it ain't good. You get a refund at the end of the year. Let's say you get 3 grand. Let's round it off. $3,000. Right? That means you have overpaid your taxes by $3,000. So where does the $3,000 sit? It sits in a bank or investment account with the U.S. government. Right? So you're like, okay, like, well, what they got to do with anything? Well, investments make interest. Banks make interest. Everything makes interest. You hold money somewhere, anywhere, in a high yield account, an investment account, a bank, it makes interest, right? So answer this question. If I gave you 3 grand and you invested it and it actually, let's say, grew to $3,500, how come you're not sending me $3,500? Why are you only sending me $3,000? Because the interest is kept by the government. So they make interest off your money while it's sitting in their investment account or their bank. That's why you shouldn't want a refund. That would be equivalent to me asking you for 3 grand, right? I'm gonna ask you for $3,000, and then I'm going to hold your money for 12 to 14 months, and then at the end of the term, I'm just gonna give you $3,000 back. You would be like, is you crazy? I'm not doing that. Like, you done held my money all this time. Like, what I get for you holding my money? But you don't ask that same question of the government, right? You assume that you're getting more. No, you're getting less. Because that money that has been invested into the government's fund, investment account, or whatever, that's money you lost. See, if you would have had that $3,000 yourself and done the same exact thing, you would have had $3,500. You see where I'm going with this? Like, that's why you don't want a refund. And people are like, oh, Dion, I just don't want to owe. Well, here's the messed up part. You already owe. You already owe. It's how you pay. That's what you need to be telling yourself or trying to figure out. How do I pay? Do they just take it all up front? Or can I, break them off? That's the question. So I want all my money. Give me as much money as I can. If I owe you at the end of the year, I will break you off. I would rather break off the IRS a check for $500, right? Rather than them pay me $500. I'll let you figure that out. Right? Because if I had the $500 and I got to pay them $500, that means I'm making interest on the money that I owe them. And I'll just get them $500 back. If they have my $500, they're making interest on my $500. So it's kind of which way do you like it? That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to teach people. Money, investing, and education. That's what my econ is all about. That's what it's about. That's what I'm trying to help people do. That's all. That's it. It's just that simple. Educate yourself enough to know what you need to know about finances so that you can get ahead of the game. Right? I still work, but I'm not going to work forever. You can believe that. Let's believe that. The plan is in motion. I will not be here forever. Just believe that. If you don't believe nothing else, believe that. So that's my time, people. I just wanted to get on here, talk about a question that I got. How can my econ benefit you? It can benefit you by educating you. One, educating you on finances. The second thing, it gives you strategies to implement so that you can start making better financial decisions, not only for yourself, but for your family. The third thing is it helps you create generational wealth. So you may not get to the point where you're worth $2 million, but your kids can. And you can start them off ahead of the game instead of always behind like we typically do. I'm just saying. Think about it. Leave your kids something. So when it's time for them to go to college is already paid for. They ain't got nothing to worry about. They're ahead of the game. Right? You want to go to college? Oh, I got the 60 grand. Your college is paid for. So when you get out of college, you start off zero, not minus. Right? Because that's what college debt is. You in a negative. Deep. If you're trying to get a master's degree, 100,000 plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is ridiculous. So what if you could start your kids off with zero? They'll still be ahead of the game. They'll be ahead of 80% of the people in this country. Just that one thing. That's one thing. That ain't even investing. That ain't even trying to figure out what you're going to do as far as your lifestyle. That ain't even saving yourself. That ain't even emergency funds. That ain't none of that. One thing. All right, people. That's my time. I appreciate y'all taking a look. Hi, Mama. I see you are watching. So I just wanted to acknowledge you. Hey, how you doing? Watch it from the beginning, Mama. And you'll see why I've been trying to get friends and family into my econ, because it's all about educating our people and educating poor people, because some of us have bad habits. We like stuff for real, but I'm learning that you can like stuff all day. It's just, how do you want to get your stuff? Do you want to work and pay for your stuff, or do you want to build an asset, use some cash, buy an asset that makes cash, asset, cash, and then have the asset pay for your dream home? that fabulous car or whatever. That's what I'm learning. All right, people, I got to get out of here. If y'all got any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be going live at least once or twice a week for OTCU Financial to put more information out there. Hopefully, more people will jump on the live, ask me some questions. We can make this interactive. That way, if something is something you want to ask me, I could just answer it right on the spot. All right, people, y'all take it easy. This is Dion Mitchell, your favorite entrepreneur with OTCU Financial. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day, and see you later, mama. Love you. Bye.